Okay, here we are. Shira's room. Hi. And what we're going to do today is we're going to show you how to lift somebody up in their lift. Now, the first thing you need to do is obviously, what are the components? You need a track or at least a hook in the ceiling, and I wouldn't advise screwing into a joist unless you go right through it. Put joist hangers, reinforce the joists with a large bolt, and so that you can't pull it out no matter what. We have a track in here, and let me just show you. We have a track. So there's our track in the ceiling. And this track goes all the way to our bathroom. And in and over the fold down table that Shira showers on. So, and this comes off so that we can pass right by it. So it comes off. And then it goes easily back on and back on there, and it lays down, and we can just push her right in over that onto the table. But today I'm just going to show, I've had a few requests to see how somebody who sure is pretty big, she weighs about over 80 pounds and is about 5'3"-ish. So to lift somebody like that, I can do it, but if I injure myself, I won't be able to. So I have to be ready to be able to transfer her should that happen. So to do transfers this way, what we have to do is, one, you need your, what's this thing called again? A tarp or a sling. You need the sling, and you need to put your patient in the sling, and you have to measure it, make sure that you don't just put them in and try to lift them, because they're going to be in a pretty awkward position, which Shira is in anyways when she's in this. But you put them in, and then you put the motor above them, and then you slowly lift them up, and you have to do up and down a few times till you get used to where the sling actually has to be. When you put the lift up, don't put the lift up over top of the patient in case you drop it. It's pretty heavy and you don't want to drop it on them. If you can't lift up this, you can release the black line as far as you can until it just clips in. And then what you do is, once it's in, then you bring that over the patient like this. Then we already know where these go. So you put the lines, yeah, sure. Your head's too up? How's that? Good? Okay. So like this, and like this. Sure everyone's straight inside. And this takes a little bit longer, obviously, than just picking somebody up and carrying them to the other room, but if you can't do that, you're just going to have to take your time and move them. What, your? Two down? How's that? Okay. Now we're going to go up, and you go slowly, make any adjustments that you need to along the way. When you start feeling the tension, you might want to do a few adjustments. How are you doing in there? You're good? You're receiving blankets in your face, but that's better than the mat here. I want to show everyone what you look like in there. So this is what Shira looks like inside. And as you can see, it starts coming a bit around her head like that. Now you can do it the other way so that you don't get as much of that and you can have a bit of the head sticking out, but I don't like to do it that way. This is the way I feel is safest. So like this. And you have to go high enough, obviously, to get up off the bed. Or you could lower your bed also. But you need to be able to get over your whatever you're transferring them in. Okay, so she's up and see she's moving a little bit by herself already. Your feet, okay. So we have the feet. Okay. Just one moment. I have to get my charger. Are you good, bud? I have to charge up. My phone is going to run out as we make this, of course. Okay. What, sweetie? Your foot? It's not near anything. Ever since I caught Shira's foot in the door of an elevator, she's always been worried it's going to get caught on something else. But we won't tell anyone about that story. Okay. Bring in the chair that you want to put them in. It can be a power chair. It can be pretty much any kind of chair. And I lift her legs up. Bring it around. Bring her right under, just like that. Didn't take any strength to do that at all. Start lowering slowly. Make sure you're on the stroller, in the right position, or chair, whatever you're using. And down until it releases. And that's how you lift them up and put them in the chair. Take this off. Put it on Shira, because we're going to lift her out of this in the living room where I have a hook. And like that. Again, never lift off the motor over the patient. You don't want to drop it on them. It's heavy. And if you can't lift this up, you can lower the motor right to the ground and unhook it and then carry it to the other room if you can't lift it off. And we will continue with part 2 in the other room. Okay, here we are in the living room, part 2. Lifting Shira out of the stroller and putting her where she likes to play on the floor and do school and everything else. So what do? Never put the hoist above the patient. Always make sure the patient is out of the way when you put the hoist up so you don't drop it on their head or on their body. It's very heavy. Here we go. I'm using the Maxi Sky 440 by Arjo Huntley. Push Shira underneath. Whoops, remember where it has to go. So it's important to write down at first when you're practicing where you put the sling, so you remember every time. And like everything else, things take time and